In the quiet suburbs of America, beneath the surface of manicured lawns and two-car garages, a silent crisis is unfolding. It's not a story you'll see leading the nightly news, but its impact is felt in millions of households, a constant nagging pressure that dictates choices, limits dreams, and quietly erodes the very foundation of financial security. This is the story of consumer debt, a modern-day leviathan that has ensnared an entire generation. But how did we get here? How did the American dream of prosperity become so entangled with the nightmare of owing? To understand the answer, we must first look at the invisible architecture of our financial world, a system designed not just for convenience but for profit, often at the expense of the consumer. The journey begins with a simple, almost irresistible offer. A pre-approved credit card arrives in the mail, promising a life of ease, a safety net for emergencies, or the power to acquire what you want when you want it. It might be a store card offering an exclusive discount on a new couch, a rewards card promising airline miles for your dream vacation, or a simple line of credit to smooth over the gaps between paychecks. The language is one of empowerment, of financial freedom. Yet, this is where the trap is first laid. Consumer debt. Unlike a mortgage that builds equity in a home, or a student loan that invests in future earning potential, it's almost exclusively used for depreciating assets or consumption. That television, those designer clothes, that fancy dinner, their value plummets the moment you purchase them. But the debt remains, often growing larger over time. The initial allure of instant gratification quickly gives way to a long-term financial burden. This burden is magnified by the single most corrosive element of consumer debt: high interest rates. While a mortgage might carry an interest rate of 3% to 7%, the annual percentage rate APR on a credit card can easily soar to 20%, 25%, or even higher. This isn't just a number on a statement. It's a powerful mathematical force working against you. Imagine you charge a $2,000 purchase to a credit card with a 22% APR. If you only make the minimum payment each month, it could take you over a decade to pay it off. And in the process, you could end up paying more in interest than the original cost of the item itself. You've effectively paid for the same item twice, once for the merchant and once for the credit card company. This is the brutal reality of compound interest when it's not working in your favor. It transforms small, manageable purchases into long-term financial anchors, dragging you down month after month, year after year. The debt doesn't just represent money owed. It represents time, freedom, and future opportunities that are being consumed by the past. The insidious nature of consumer debt extends far beyond the numbers on a balance sheet. It fundamentally rewrites your relationship with your own money and cripples your ability to manage a budget. When a significant portion of your income is automatically earmarked for debt payments before you even have a chance to decide what to do with it, your financial agency is severely diminished. You are no longer in the driver's seat of your financial life. You are merely a passenger making scheduled stops to pay your creditors. This makes effective budgeting nearly impossible. A budget is a plan for the future, a strategic allocation of resources to achieve your goals. But high-interest debt acts like a black hole, sucking in discretionary income and leaving little room for saving, investing, or even covering unexpected expenses. Consider the ripple effect on a typical household budget. Furthermore, the psychological toll of being trapped in consumer debt is immense and often overlooked. It's a constant source of stress and anxiety, a heavy weight that follows you from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. Every financial decision is filtered through the lens of debt. Can we afford to go out to dinner? Can I justify buying my child new shoes? Should I take that lower-paying job that I'm passionate about? The answer is often no. Not because you lack the income, but because your income is already spoken for. This constant pressure can strain relationships, impact mental and physical health, and create a pervasive sense of hopelessness. It fosters a scarcity mindset, where you are always focused on what you lack rather than what you can build. The freedom to choose, to take risks, and to pursue opportunities is replaced by the obligation to serve the debt. In this way, consumer debt doesn't just steal your money, it steals your future, one interest payment at a time. It quietly rewrites the narrative of your life from one of possibility to one of obligation. In the end, the path away from this crisis begins not with a complex financial strategy, but but with a simple, powerful shift in perspective. It requires seeing consumer debt for what it truly is, not a tool for empowerment, but a system of wealth transfer that moves money from the pockets of hardworking individuals to the balance sheets of large financial institutions. It demands a conscious rejection of the cultural narrative that equates consumption with happiness and debt with necessity. Avoiding consumer debt is more than just a smart financial move. It is an act of defiance. It is choosing to own your future instead of renting it. It's about reclaiming your income, your freedom, and your peace of mind. By understanding the true cost of that instant gratification, the high interest rates that trap you, and the budgetary chaos that soothes you, can begin to make choices that align with long-term security and genuine prosperity. The journey to financial freedom is a marathon, not a sprint. And the first and most crucial step is to deliberately step off the treadmill of consumer debt.